In this lesson, we're going to look at how to remove dust spots and marks from your images.
Now, it's important to note in ethical terms it's not really a good idea to change the image in any way by using a clone stamp or a healing brush. It is possible, however, you will get some dust spots, that is dust that gets onto your chip on the digital camera, and these create these little black spots. I've tried to create some here in Photoshop on this image to give you an idea of what they might look like. Now, it's a real pain when you get these, but you have to go through each image and clean them up. And it is quite fine to do that. You don't need to worry about ethical concerns about taking dust spots off as long as you're not changing the image. Now, of course, if you're working in fine art imagery, that these ethical concerns change considerably. But in terms of general editorial use, we normally make sure we don't change the image in any way. Let me just show you a little bit about how these tools work first. So we have two types, a clone tool and a healing brush. A clone tool essentially just takes an area of an image, like here, and I'm pressing the Alt key here, and then I come over here and I can create a clone of where it is. Now you can see as I do this, you can see where the cross is where I'm taking from, and where the circle is where I'm putting to. And so here I'm starting to clone this young boy and put him into the sky. Let me just undo that. Now for the clone stamp, it's quite easy. What I would do is I would take an area of blue sky that hasn't got a dust spot in, say here, and I'm pressing the Alt key here, clicking once and then clicking over the dust spot, and you can see it just takes it out, just gets rid of it there. Again, I could do this one as well. The other option is to use a healing brush, and here is the healing brush tool, and it does something similar. Again, I'm taking from here. Let me just make the brush size a little bit bigger and just moving that up and moving it up again. I normally like to make it just big enough to cover, and then again you can see what it does is it does a little clone. It takes the colors around it and then just gets rid of it. Again, we're going up here. Now the clone tool is a little bit is fine and easy if you're dealing in very clear sky like this, but if you find there's bits of texture, you've got to try and remove a spot that's actually on somebody's face, you'll find the healing brush is a little easier to use and a bit more accurate, because it will take colors that are around the piece that you're trying to clone and just put those on in a much smoother way than you would do with the clone tool, which is very rough. It just takes an exact copy of whatever you're copying. Okay, that's really simple to do and something you should always check. What I would normally do when I first get an image is actually blow it up. So I would blow it up into the corners, then take the hand tool down here, and then you can move it around and you can check really closely if there's any dust spots there. You can see here I'm just flipping through it, and then if you find a dust spot you can take that out. Okay, that's good. And in the next lesson I'm going to show you how to dodge and burn, something we used to do in the darkroom that we now have to do on digital files in Photoshop.